Hi there, welcome back to the Mobile Motorbike Mechanic. I'm Steve. Today we're off to Birmingham, to the big city. We're going to go look at a CBR 125, do a service on it, and also do a bit of fault diagnosis. The fella who owns it has said it's not charging the battery, so we're going to see why that is. So yeah, we'll see you when we get there. Okay, so here we are, first bike of the day. This is the CBR 125. Going to do a service on it, oil and filter, spark plug, air filter, and we'll also do a diagnostic on it because apparently it's not charging, so we need to work out what's going on there. Okay, so we've got the bike started, flat battery, so what we'll do is we'll have a look at the charging system on the bike in a second. Just notice that this clip-on is a little bit loose, this way is crank lever is a bit loose, so I'll just tighten that up for the jack. Actually been fitted wrong, this is why it was loose. That's better. Not sliding around anymore. Look at that. Right, those tyres are flat as well. So we'll pump those into the car. As soon as it gets up to temperature, we drop the oil, do the oil filter. Well, there's not an oil filter on this bike, but do the air filter. And we'll do the spark plug. Okay. 12 PSI in the front. That's 32 on the rear, that's not too bad. There we go, that's better. Okay, so it's definitely not charging. So we do have an issue with the charging system on this bike, so we're going to have to dig into that a bit further. But for now, we'll just crack on with getting it serviced. Yeah, it's completely knackered, that is. So we'll do the service and circle back around to the charging system and why it's not charging. You can see there's a little split there, and it's actually leaking fuel. So we'll get that, and it's held on with a cable tie as well. Oh. Which is yeah, okay. What we'll do, we'll just cut that. And there, it's not split and horrible. And we'll get rid of all this. cable tie, get rid of the manky bit of hose. Hang on a minute, let's get some better pliers. There we go. There we go. And you can see the state of that. It was all, there's your splitting it. So we've just cut it clean off. And when we come to reattach, that'll be long enough. So we'll get the spark plug out. Got the wrong thread on it. Ooh! Yeah, that's seen better days. Yeah, so we'll get that replaced. Right, so we're going to go and get the oil drop now. Let's get under here. Oh. Where are you, Mr. Drain Plug? There you are. As expected. Drain plug super tight. Get the drain plug out. Being a particular pain, this one is. There we go. That got it. That was particularly difficult to get out for some reason. I don't entirely know why. Okay, so whoa. Okay, so new copper washer for the sump here. As you can see, the old one was a bit spent, so get rid of it. Good practice to put a new one on every time. So that's there, ready to go. So we're going to throw that in the bin. We'll chuck the spark plug in the bin as well. One new spark plug. Check to make sure it's the same one. CR8EIX, it is. That's good. You can see bit of a difference there between the old and the new. Same spark plug, however we've got the different end on it. So these are unscrewable. So all you do is you grab a pair of pliers and just give it a twist, and you can unscrew that end. Some spark plugs do come with that actually moulded, so you can't unscrew them, but as you can see from the inside of that, it is threaded, so you know that you can unscrew it. And then you've got the same spark plug, so you're happy to put that back in, and away we go. New spark plug going in. There we go. That's new spark plug fitted. Nice and shiny new spark plug in there. Remember to connect the HT lead, or else you'll be wondering why it was not starting. Push until you hear the click. There we go. Air filter. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screws to undo on the air box. Always use a really good fitting screwdriver on crosshead stuff, especially as you can see on this master cylinder reservoir. Someone's been there before and changed out the screws, probably because they've rounded the screws out because they've used an incorrect screwdriver. So good quality tools pay in the end. Yes, they are expensive. They're expensive for a reason. Ooh. Old versus new air filter. Spot the difference. That is a bit of a mess, that one. Whenever you take an air filter out, just check inside the air box, make sure there's no debris in there or anything. That's looking fine. So we'll pop the new one in. There we go. And the old one, yeah, it's not been changed for quite some time by the look of it. Put the lid back on again. Alright, so air filter's done, spark plug's done. There's no oil filter on these bikes, so we're not going to do that. But we're going to put the sump plug back in again and then fill it up with some decent motor oil. This is the tube that goes to the carburetor. This is your fuel one. We're not going to use a cable tie, we're going to use a proper actual clamp on that. So refit in. There we go. Just screw that clamp on. And there we go, done. Now obviously that looks incredibly tight, but once the tank's back into its correct position, it won't be tight at all. So now we're going to finish off just by refilling the oil. On these bikes you've got an oil dipstick actually on the cap. So you've got an upper mark and a lower mark. You want to be toward the upper mark, you obviously don't want to be over it. So little 125 engine, doesn't take massive amount of oil. So we've just put a bit more oil in from the second can. And as you can see, you're bang on the mark now, so that's absolutely spot on. So we're happy with that. So service complete. We've got it back on the truck because we know the battery's flat, but we'll just start it up, make sure everything's good after we've done the service. There we go. A little bit cold, a little bit choked on. Lovely job. We know there's a charging system error on this bike, so what we've done is we've located the plug that comes from the stator coil and goes up to the regulator rectifier. So what we want to do is we want to check resistance between these two yellow wires, and then these two yellow wires. We're going to check the resistance between them each, and then we're going to check each one to earth. So set our meter to ohms. And what we're going to do, just going to check between 1 and 2. We've got 0 or 0.1, that's fine. Between 1 and 3, 0.2, that's fine. And then 2 and 3. 0 again, that's fine. Now we're going to check from 1 to earth, so we're going to go straight to the battery terminal. That's looking good. 2 to earth, that's looking good. And 3 to earth, and that's looking good. We've checked the resistance side of the stator, and we know that's all good. So now we're going to check the output side of it. So what we're going to do is we're going to start the bike up on the leads here, and we're going to check the output from 1 to 2, and then 2 to 3, and then 1 to 3. And what we want to do is we want to see AC voltage. So the meter here is connected to AC volts. We're not doing ohms this time, we're doing AC volts. So we'll start it up and we'll see if we've got an output on each of those 3. Okay, so with the bike running, you're going to check. I'm just going to go in the back of here. I'm going to go 1 to 2. So we've got 12 volts. We're doing a little rev, see if that increases. No, it goes down. That's not good. 1 to 3. 9 volts. See if it increases. And that goes down as well. And then 1 to 2. See if it increases. No, that drops as well. So that's telling me possibly the stator is not in a good way. We've found the regulator rectifier, so we just need to unplug this. Oh, there we go. And what we're going to do is we're just going to test the biases on these to see if the regulator rectifier is okay. So to test the bias, again with the test meter, you want to put it into ohms, but you want to put it into diode mode. So there's a little symbol there, arrow with a line on it, diode mode. And all we're going to do is we're going to test between the 3 windings and the positive, between the 3 windings and the negative. So all we want to do is we want to see if there's any continuity there. So there is continuity, there isn't continuity. We move on to the next one, it should be the same. No continuity, continuity, and same again, nothing, we've got continuity. So then you reverse the biases, exactly the same process but with a positive terminal on these and a negative terminal on this. So you should have continuity there, but not there. Oop, that slipped off. Not there. Next winding, or next set of diodes, I should say. Yes and no, which is good. The last set. Yeah. Difficult to do this. Yes. And no. Okay, so the regulator rectifier so far appears to be good. Okay, so that concludes the service and the diagnostic on this one. So the regulator rectifier was fine, but the stator has actually broken down. So we'll go and give the customer the unfortunate bad news, see what he wants to do. So thank you very much for joining us today. Remember to like, comment and subscribe. Press the bell notification if you want to get updates, and we'll see you on the next one.